Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Where am I? Excuse me. Excuse me. Where am I? Get me up here. Get me on this goddamn screen. Hey. Howdy, howdy, folks. Howdy, gang. We may have a slight technical issues starting up, but it wouldn't be a Kallen stream without technical issues. Anyway, how we doing? How we all going? Hope we're doing good. So, listen, gang. I gotta be real with you for a second. Now, I love Star Rail. I love Star Rail down to the core. However, today I woke up this morning just like, you know what I gotta do with my life? You know what I gotta do today? I gotta stream. I gotta stream some very specific games, right? And I was gonna hold off. I was gonna hold off for a week. But I just woke up this morning and was like, no, I need to do this today. So today, today I am streaming a very special game. Oh, hello. That's not right. That's not right. Make that big. There we go. Oh, gang, you do not know how excited I am to do this. This is Space Marine. Hell yeah, we love some Space Marine in this household. I am just gonna start this over from scratch. I've done this game so many goddamn times. So a bit of history about Space Marine, right? It's made by Relic, or it was made by Relic. Same guys who did Dawn of War. And actually that's about it. It's done by the same guys who did Dawn of War. Um it's also probably like the first 40k game that we got that is an action game that's actually worth talking about. Aside from in regards of how fucking bad it is. Definitely not looking at any games that may have previously been played on the channel. Anyway, this came out in 2011, which was an interesting time for the franchise because it's right on the cusp of when things started to change trademark. So this is kind of like a snapshot into what 40k used to be like. It's weird, you can kind of, Anyway, here we are deploying the Ultramarines. You can kind of track how the tone of 40k has changed through Relic's games. Like, if you compare the original Dawn of War to Dawn of War 2 to Space Marine, they all have fairly different feels. Also, I find it hilarious that this was published by fucking Sega, of all people. Like, not the name... The guys who make Sonic the Hedgehog, right? And, like, Knights and Balan Wonderworld, they're the guys whose name is on this. Although, admittedly, I think that might be more because Sega kind of bought Relic. I don't know. Anyway, this is a Warhammer 40k game, which maybe some of my audience don't know about Warhammer 40k.
Captain Titus, the Orcs have massacred the Forge World's forces, and they have taken the planetary defense weapons.
Let's look, we have orcs.
The damned orcs.
Orcs?
Shoot us off their backs while they loot the Titan war machines.
Brace for evasive maneuver.
get to the surface to take out the gun battery. Or do you want to go home already, Sergeant?
Not before having a word or two with the orcs.
I don't think he likes orcs.
Captain. The Codex Astartes does not support this action.
Hey, there it is. There's the meme. Anyway, we have squad mates. Don't worry, we'll get to them. Anyway, it's time to play video games. So, those are grots. You can just punch them to death. It is quite funny. And these are orcs. Yeah, I mean, orcs. Okay, hold on. I need to show you guys something about this game. So, the third-person action, yada yada yada. Here's the thing. Watch this. Okay, I may have killed him. Don't worry, I will show you in a minute. That's why I don't miss every goddamn shot. Video game, I'm trying to show my chat room something, please. Okay, he'll do. Oof. Oh. Look at all that health I got back. Here's the thing. This game was doing Doom-style executions 5 years before Doom was even, you know, remade. Duke Nukem Forever came out either the same year or a year after Space Marine, and does it way worse. I mean, the executions in Duke Nukem Forever are dog shit, dude. They're so bad. Anyway, that's the big baddie of the game. He's the orc war boss. What's his name? Fucking Grimskull? Also, I want... Give me... Oh, did you think there was only one execution animation? No, no, no. There are multiple for every weapon in the game. Don't worry, we'll get to the other weapons. I'm just doing the can right now, hold on. We're actually kind of getting cooked a little bit here, so let's go... What's the bit I need to shoot? Okay. So, orcs in Warhammer 40k are pretty fun. They are kind of... Okay, no, they're very different to orcs in other settings. They're orcs in so much as they're green and they like fighting. These guys are superhuman tough. There's a whole shit ton of them. Technically, they're not actually... I mean, technically they're fungoids. And they like to build things out of scrap. There's also a meme that they can... Their stuff works because they believe it works. Which is kind of true, but also kind of not. It's one of those things that's, like, blown out of proportion. Anyway, don't mind us, we're just gonna crash your ship. With no survivors. And that's it, we're dead. We're now gonna have to play as one of the other squad members. It's just, it's a shame, you know, the captain dude seemed pretty cool, but... Oh well, I guess we'll never know. Never mind, baby. He's fine. He's completely fucking fine. Some people call that plot armor, but that's just being a space marine, my guy. Look at our knife. It has a skull.
Captain Titus, come in. Damned orcs shot me off course. I've had no word from Leandros.
It has a
I'm
skull on
picking
it.
up box chatter from Imperial Guard forces on the ground.
Imperial Guard.
Left alive, much less still fighting.
Heading towards the front lines now.
I will meet you there.
Imperial Guard, my god. They don't call them that anymore, they call them the Astra Militarum. Because apparently Imperial Guard is not a copyright safe name. Get off him! No! Well, that was an Imperial Guardsman. He's just a guy. Just a guy. So we're a Space Marine. That means we're this, like, 7-8 foot tall dude. Big house power. Look at the size of this shoulder pad, right? Look at the size of this thing. This thing is like 5 times the size of my fucking head. That's how much protection we're walking around with. These guys get like a plastic fucking chest piece and that's it. Alright, so...
Remain calm. Evacuate in 4 minutes. Public disturbances will not be tolerated.
What do we got?
Authorized.
Hell yeah.
Emperor be with you, Space Marine.
Okay, so this is the bolter. The 998 Godwin Pattern Bolter is a characteristic Space Marine battle rifle, firing self-propelled explosive tipped rounds. Now, you may not understand what I just said, so let me demonstrate it. You notice how it exploded into fucking chunks? Yeah, bolters do that to people. So, this... I can't rotate the camera properly, but I'm trying to show you the fucking bolter. The bolter! We can kind of see it here, the bolter! Alright, so what the bolter claims to be is a battle rifle. This is patently untrue. What the bolter actually is a fully automatic RPG launcher. Rounds from a bolter fucking explode. Not on impact, upon insertion. They're diamond tipped, they're rocket propelled. They fuck up orcs with gusto. Even if I'm kind of bad at showing it, to be honest. Like, hold on, is there an orc shooter up there? Can you... Where are you? I want my chat room to see the... Yeah, so you see those? You see those bullets? You see how they're not exploding? And again, I will point out, orcs are superhumanly tough. So they don't particularly care that they've got explosive rounds going into them. But... I think I just wanted to get him. Takes more than that to kill them all. I disagree. I meant to use the bolter here, so let's use the bolter. We should probably also understand, chat room, that this was coming out at the same time as, like, Call of Duty was really in its heyday. So having a game that wasn't Call of Duty, but was close enough to Call of Duty to be vaguely in the same, like, ballpark? Yeah, no, this game is pretty fucking grand for the time. It's still pretty fucking great now, actually, to be honest. Well, if you're not a 40k fan, it's a perfectly serviceable third-person shooter. I'm playing it like a complete brainlet right now. gotta deal with those shooter boys. Come on, Leandros, do something.
Are you wounded?
The Codex Astartes warns against using jump packs to leap blindly into enemy fire, and for good reason.
Your days as a novice are behind you. Why do you still interpret the Codex so narrowly?
I look to its rules for guidance.
We all do.
But stop being such a bitch about it, Leandros.
To thinking for yourself, Leandros.
Yeah, Leandros did not have a good re-entry, clearly. His helmet got fucked up.
Enemy sighted.
So why are you standing right in front of me? Anyway, let me show you what a bolt round does to a vaguely human-esque target. Yeah, you see how they're just exploding into a fine red mist? And that's just from the bolt pistol. Ladies and gentlemen, the bolt pistol. It's like a bolter, but smaller. That's it. That's all you need to know about the bolt pistol. We're not going to do multiplayer, but if we were, I could tell you a bit more about it, because it's slightly different.
Sedona's picked up local Imperial Guard communications. They survived under the shadow of that gun. I want to know how.
Ooh, service scope. Right.
Keep firing! Keep firing!
I'll save it. No! Okay, so here's what you should probably know about Space Marines. These guys are genetically engineered, superhuman, yada yada yada. Listen, these guys are every single Space Marine you've ever seen or heard of, up to 11. Did you miss the part where I mentioned their guns fire basically RPG rounds? Well, that kind of magnification compared to a normal gun that shoots relatively normal bullets, you know, maybe they're like hypersonic, super duper alloy, whatever rounds. But at the end of the day, they're just bullets, right?
My lord, you have saved us. Rise, guardsmen. You saved yourselves. We thought you did.
We would be, my lord, if not for the lieutenant.
Where will we find this lieutenant?
At the front lines. Follow the trench network to the lieutenant's command bunker.
Carry on, guardsmen. We rendezvous with Sedonis, then we find this lieutenant. We need updated intel on the gun battery.
Through here, my lords. Head out the upper level and continue through the plaza. The bunker is beyond that.
Anyway, as I was saying before, so rudely interrupted by the cutscene. Also, just to point out, we turned up. Those guardsmen went, "Oh, thank God you're here. You saved us." We went, "Nah, you're good anyway. What's going on?" They went, "Oh, the lieutenant kind of saved us." We went, "Neat. Where's the lieutenant?" "Great. We'll leave you to it." These guys are... What is this? 3 guys, 4 guys, and a heavy bolter? I mean, the heavy bolter's pretty sick, but 4 guys and a heavy bolter is not gonna hold this position very long. Oh, I'm sorry. 5 guys and a heavy bolter. My mistake.
Remarkable. A few hundred against a million orcs, and they fight on.
Only in death does duty end.
What? No. Get off! My legs. I can't feel my legs.
I got to see a space marine before the end.
Okay, so, as I was saying, I find it interesting that they're calling them lords. Yes, so, Space Marines, in the lore, there's something of, well, to the common people,
Position at a broken monument near the guard lines.
to the common people, Space Marines are basically a fucking myth, right? Like, this dude right here, he is the story that you tell your kids at night. Now, like, now, these guys, when they're not dead, these guys are the army. Like, depending on where you live, you probably see them around, right? At the very least, you know that they are real. These guys, most people, you don't really know. Like, you hear stories about them, but they're effectively mythological figures. Like, they're kind of like Bigfoot, right? Maybe you have a friend who has a cousin who has an uncle who swears that they met one, or at least saw one, but...
Sergeant, I see you found something to keep you busy.
Worry not, Captain. I've saved some orcs for you.
Anyway, this is Sidonus. He's cool.
Well defended, no mistake.
But typical orc behavior would be to dismantle or destroy the gun.
And certainly not use it to keep our forces at bay. There's a strategy behind it. Their leader is no fool.
This day is getting interesting.
I may have encountered the orc during our jump to the surface.
That was the orc ship I saw crash near here, I take it. Did he survive?
If the horde hasn't turned on itself, it's still under his control.
Chainsword, let's go. Space Marine got a lot of flack for this, specifically from Gears of War fans. Because they turned around and went, Chainsword? That's like the chainsaw bayonets. They copied that from us. And, a lot of the Gears of War fans didn't check when 40k actually first became a thing, because the chainsword has been around since the late 80s. I honestly can't fault them too hard. I feel like I would have made the same mistake if it had been the other way around. It's also very funny in retrospect. Oh, the other thing about Space Marines is that, again, they are near mythical, superhuman defenders of humanity. There is a definite class thing going on between them and normal civilians and stuff like guardsmen. Like, they don't own land or anything like that. But there's very definitely a case of, there's an argument to be made that Space Marines are superior to normal humans. There's also an argument to be made that Space Marines are no longer human by virtue of being genetically engineered. But, yeah, that's a whole thing. And we're not here for whole things.
Target that squig!
Oh yeah, squigs. So squigs are orc pets, effectively. These ones explode. They are the most dangerous thing in the game, and I'm not joking. That was a safe destination at distance. Do you see how much of my armor that took off? I actually could have used those grots to heal. Oh. Oh, that model there. That is an interesting model. We will talk about that later. Don't let me forget, chat room. Bop. 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 Okay, hold on, I need to execute this man. Look, that one. That one. My one complaint about this game is that you do still take damage when you're executing someone. Admittedly, if you didn't, it would be way too easy. Also, it's very easy to glitch some of these animations into walls.
Dropship incoming.
Uh, In case you can't tell, chat room, we're in a wonderful position right now. Shooters on the high ground, almost no health. Oh baby. Oh baby, give me those Gretchen. I need them. Anyway, I'm not joking when I say this. This is a knob. No, that's what they're called in the game. This is an orc knob. All he really is a leader, and he died exceptionally easy. What?
Where is your commander, Guardsman?
Inside, but the door is sealed.
I believe they will let us through. Imperial Guard, we are Ultramarines. Open this door.
Space Marines.
You got a slow walk. You got a slow walk, baby.
Word from the second recce. Another horde of the Greenskins are headed here from the south. Damn Gretchen stuck a knife in Saul's throat.
Reinforce their position.
You love to see it.
Hold the line. And stay
You love to see it.
Aye, Lieutenant.
Thank the Emperor.
Second Lieutenant Mira, 203rd Cadian Regiment.
Captain Titus, of the Ultramarines.
You are in command.
I'm all that's left, my lord. Unless my commanders rise from the grave. So far, they seem content to stay put.
Lieutenant, the scouts have returned to forward base.
How many?
2.
Damn. I sent out 10. That damn gun. We don't have the numbers to make an assault. And as you might have seen, it's shooting down all our support vessels.
That is why we are here. Leave the gun to us.
Come with me, then. I should warn you, my lords. We've got a slight orc problem down here.
Anyway, before we leave, we need to
Scan complete.
pick up our security seal. We need to pick up our band sticker. This means we can get angry.
What do you know of the Titans on this planet?
Only that our troops were sent to guard the Titan Invictus at Manufactorum Ajacis.
You good there, Leandros?
And we've lost contact with him.
We need to reach that Titan.
Your fastest route is across the rail bridge behind the gun complex. It leads directly to the western gates of the Manufactorum.
Okay, so our whole quest here is to get to a Titan, which is...
Field manual. Stuck on bloody Forge World and not a single tech priest in sight.
Oh, okay, before I start talking about Titans, I want to talk about this. And specifically, a lot of the models used in this game are based on Forge World models. So Warhammer 40k... oh my god. Warhammer 40k is a game, right? It's a physical game with models. Now, some of these models right, such as Space Marines or these Guardsmen, these are based on plastic kits that are made by Games Workshop, who owns Warhammer 40k. Now, this is pretty straightforward, right? These are just like... Everybody who plays 40k has seen a Space Marine like fucking Leandros here. They've all seen a Guardsman like these guys here. What not everybody has seen is something like this artillery battery, which is based on a model produced by a technically the same company but different arm of it called Forge World. It's a minor thing, but I really like the number of models in here that are based on stuff from Forge World. Like these diggers are based on the Hades breaching drill. Form a damn firing line. Titus just throws himself in there, body first. Chat, I can't properly express to you, when the demo for this game dropped, and me and my friends played it for the first time, we were losing our minds. It was the coolest thing we'd ever fucking seen. And you know what? I hold firm to it. This is one of the coolest games I've ever played. Look at this. Just covered in gore. It's not the gore that makes it cool, it's the attention to detail. I mean, we're walking through a war zone and stuff's exploding all around us, as it should be. The bolter feels nice and punchy. The close combat feels so... Okay, so the chainsword here, right? This is the lightest weapon in the game, except for the knife, and I'd argue the knife is heavier because the swings are slower. This is the lightest weapon in the game, and every impact feels fucking real, dude. Oh, I can show you all something very cool now. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this with me. Oh, but Halo Reach did it first? Yeah, but did Halo Reach make it look like this? Look at them just exploding! This may not be the greatest video game ever made, but my god, as a 40k fan, does it feel good. He just throws it away. We don't need it. It's empty. Anyway.
The Orcs hold the trenches beyond the ruins and the battlements beyond that.
And the gun battery?
The Orcs took it almost as soon as we got here, nearly 2 weeks ago. Our unit was the only one to make landfall before they gained control. Now none of our ships can get past the gun.
This is rough for her, right? She's a lieutenant. That is so many ranks down from who should be in charge of a battlefront. She's got to be massively out of her depth. But you know what? The Emperor expects that she will carry on, and she's fucking carrying on. Get that, Gretchen. Anyway, these Gretchen, these Grots, these little guys, they're not Orc children, before anyone starts getting concerned. They are absolutely not children. They are, technically, they're a different species of Orc. They're just small and runtier ones. Look at the Stalker Bolter, it's so ridiculous.
Breach the gun battery. We haven't been able to make it inside the wall. There just aren't enough of us.
You have survived this long on your own, Lieutenant. You have done well. But you are no longer alone. We will retake the gun. You will
Alright.
We're heading back to the command post, Captain. Good luck. Turned away from Medicaid facilities in sectors
We have
29, 30, 34.
grenades.
Injured workers should seek treatment in sector 46.
So this is the Stalker Bolter. I know what you're thinking. Yes, it is as fun to use as it looks. I know what else you're thinking.
Orcs on the high ground.
And for now, yes, it is our sniper rifle. For now. One thing I find weird about this game, and it's nothing to do with the game actually, it's entirely to do with how I play it. I cannot play this game on mouse and keyboard. I have tried multiple times. It just does not work for me. I have to play it on a controller. The bolter can be accurate.
Space Marines! It's the Space Marines!
But if the bolter's accurate, then you're using it wrong. So, even though it calls itself a battle rifle,
We will use the breach caused by the rock to enter the gun fortress.
where are those guys coming out? Even though it calls itself a battle rifle, it's really much more of a submachine gun. God, I just know they're gonna be a problem ahead. But yeah, it's cool that the models in the game are based on... For the most part, they are based on actual physical models that, at the time, you could get. A lot of the models are either no longer in production or have been upgraded. Quote unquote upgraded, some of you will understand. I don't like the new Astra Militarum models. They are technically better than the old ones that we had from like 3rd edition. I don't like them. I think the heads are too small for the bodies. Aesthetically, they're... I don't know. They're just a bit off, and I can't really put my finger on why. This game drops ammo at an alarming rate.
They must be powering orc contraptions across the battlefield.
Okay. Surely that would be a problem solved, huh? I think.
Captain, assault support pods were dropped in this area.
Oh, baby. It's jump pack time, baby.
Take to the high ground, Captain. We will deal with the orcs down here.
So this is the jump pack. We don't have it for a long time, but we have it for a good time. Let me just... And it's here that we get to meet another new enemy. The Tank Busters. Tank Busters are assholes. They are kill on sight. Because even indirect hits do damage. And direct hits? Oh my god. Anyway, let's just... Oh. What? Okay, whatever. Time to leave. Time to get my jumps right, my word. Ugh. Yeah, you see that? That right there is what got young Kallen very excited. Well, it wasn't just that, but you know. This game actually bleeds 40k. It's so good. Can we get a nice... Yeah, so I'd say that was a pretty successful run. Oh, wait, there's another one. Oh boy, we can keep doing the jump thing. I enjoy that they put explosive barrels everywhere as well. So we'll ignore the fact that Tysus was just standing on her midair. Okay, hold on. I actually want to just play around with the jump hack for a second. Oh, catch. Yeah, let's see you do that with a Halo Reach jump pack, huh? Just... the number of combat options you have and how seamlessly they can all work into each other is so satisfying, dude. I mean, come on. Looks it. And of course, in true Space Marine fashion, we're not leaving until every orc is dead. Ooshk. I can't remember what the rating for this game was. I think it was a 16. Which, you know, considering the amount of blood and all the executions and stuff, in retrospect seems wild to me.
No room for that jump pack, Captain. That rock delivered the orcs
Disagree.
right to the gun
there is always room for a jump pack. But no, I really do love this game. It hits so many right notes for a 40k game. It's not perfect, of course. It has its moments where it's like very... It has its moments where it's frustrating.
This fortress is swarming with orcs. Clearing this place will take days.
Those guardsmen cannot survive that long. We find a way to destroy the gun.
Gun firing.
Yeah, it has its moments. It's not the deepest game, it's not got the... Yeah. But it's hard to, like, genuinely be too critical of it.
Space Marine recognized. Access to experimental vengeance launcher granted.
A vengeance launcher.
That sounds promising.
Experimental Grier Pattern Vengeance Launcher is a specialized launcher for magnetized fusion charges, which adhere to walls and enemy armor. I'll try and demonstrate what that actually means for you, chat room. But yeah, the architecture is great, the sound design's... I think the sound design for just about everything is fantastic.
Many cave facilities should expect significant delays regarding removal of deceased persons.
Like, you've got these heavy, almost chugging footsteps as you walk along. The bolter, as I've said, sounds and feels very much like a bolter should. Oh, the Stalker power. Stalker bolter, yeah, forget it. This thing's amazing.
Access granted.
An armory. Sure to be something useful.
Lockdown in effect.
Look here, Captain. Melter charges.
Put those in the right place, and this whole fortress will come down.
We could put the charge on one of the gun's shells.
Leandros, you do the chapter proud.
Safeguard. Remember that we honor machine gun rights.
So yeah, this is what the Vengeance Launcher does. It sticks to a guy, you press the button, it explodes. Very good. I won't be using it a super large amount. It's fine. But there are better options. It is, however, very fun. The Android. Yeah, let's just reload that. Can we get back in that room? There's... actually, ammo drops so frequently. Yeah, getting the bolt sound right really is... Because, like, this is the 40k weapon. It's hard to find a more iconic weapon.
Shell storage is below.
So getting this to sound right, yeah, absolutely. And because it's like the main gun that you're going to use through the game, right? I mean, arguably the bolt pistol, but like, whatever. It's the same. It's the same. This is just the pistol version of this. Getting this right, absolutely vital. Wait, Stalker Bolter is actually fucking wonderful as well. I really love how the Stalker Bolter sounds. Just, oh god. I think, funnily enough, I think there is exactly one game that does the bolter sound better than Space Marine. And it's kind of a shocker because of all the games to do it better, it's probably the one you'd expect it to be the least, right? And that's Fire Warrior. The bolter in Fire Warrior sounds, oh my god, it is. This is great, right? This is like fantastic. The bolter from Fire Warrior is absolutely orgasmic. It is. The first time I played that game and got a bolter and started firing that thing, I was actually speechless. Genuinely, I was like, I mean, I enjoy the Stalker bolter here, right? It genuinely sounds like it could kill an entire continent.
They're not about to run short.
But the bolter from Fire Warrior, oh my god. It is something else, dude. Anyway, that's Squigs. The wonderful thing about Squigs is that if you pop them, they will just pop anything else nearby, including other Squigs. Ah. I thought it was behind me. So we're just gonna sit down, we're gonna suck our thumb for a second. There we go. Just get our armor back. But yeah. I'd actually say that's Dawn of War's biggest weakness is the bolters. You could play Dawn of War, right? Like, specifically Dawn of War 1. I think they got bolters right in Dawn of War 2. But you could play the first Dawn of War and completely miss what a bolter is actually meant to be doing. Oh boy, I didn't think we got these guys this early. Okay. So, these are Scar Boys. You may notice they are slightly heavier armored. And they are a genuine concern. Because they do a lot of damage, they can take a lot of punishment. And they usually come with a swarm. If it's not a swarm of Scar Boys, then it will be a swarm of Orcs. Or, well, just Orc Boys. Look at the size of this shell. Only the Emperor is all. Mercy is a sign of weakness. Well, you know.
Now to move the shell into place.
I'll now remind you all that the Space Marine is about 8 foot tall.
All loaded. With luck, the orcs will feed it right into the gun's chamber.
We cannot rely on luck for this, Sidonus. We follow the shell up and make sure it reaches its destination.
Aye. Now back to the lift.
Oh boy, back to the lift. Which means it's time for the Vengeance Launcher once again. Now, the Vengeance Launcher does have bullet drop, but I'm going to be using it in such close quarters that it simply will not matter. I can hear you, Grots. Okay, hold on, they have to come this way. Yeah, you don't have to kill the Grots, they're really not much of a... Oh, hey, that's a knob. Okay, hold on, hold on. The knobs have not been doing well this stream. They have died pretty fucking easily. Usually these guys are like half a minute of running around in circles, peppering them with bolt rounds, but today they have kind of just gone, you know. Real phoned in performance from them today. Also, I do like how everybody's armor, or all the Space Marines' armor, is slightly different. It's sort of to do with rank, but the thing with Space Marines, and this actually links back to the whole Guardsmen called them Lords earlier thing, is that they're sort of... They're super soldiers, but also they're kind of more like knights, in a sense, in that they have specific oaths of loyalty and fealty. They carry their own personal insignias on armor, as well as that of their chapter, which is, like, basically their group. So this nice big upside down toilet seat, that's the symbol of the Ultramarines, which is our chapter, and you can see it on our shoulder pad here as well, just underneath our skull. Or underneath the skull. Skull. Lots of skulls in 40k. Yeah, Sidonius has his there. But then also he's got, like, this stuff on his shoulder pads, he's got these different greaves. Whereas Leandros's is a lot more simple. But, you know, Leandros here is like a sergeant, and he's... No, Sidonius is a sergeant, I think. Leandros is... I can't remember what Leandros is. I don't think he's anything. I don't think he's anything special. Of course, Titus is the captain, so, you know. Or a captain. Actually, it's kind of funny because, canonically, Titus here is captain of the Ultramarine 2nd Company. Which is specifically funny, because at the time... Actually, I think he's still around. In the lore, the Ultramarines already had a captain of the 2nd Company, and he was sort of a big deal. They had Captain Cato Sicarius, who was, theoretically, because he was so goddamn good at his job, he was next in line to effectively inherit the title of Chapter Master, which is the guy in charge of all of the Ultramarines. Just a slight note on that. There are many Space Marine chapters. The Ultramarines are just one of them. Arguably the most famous, but they are still just one chapter. So it's kind of funny that Titus here exists as captain of the 2nd Company, because him existing kind of implies that Cato Sicarius either isn't around anymore, or he just didn't exist in the first place. Either of which is incredibly funny. Skulls. Skulls. You know, if I thought about this a bit longer, I probably would have been like, "Oh, hey, we could make a drinking game out of this." How many times does someone say orc? How many? I think if I'd gone with, "Hey, you got to take a shot every time you see a skull," there would be casualties. Like, some of you would just have to go to the hospital. Watch the stream from a fucking bed. Got the IV dripping. Oh, god damn it, there's another skull. Fuck. This won't do. This elevator shaft has entirely too few skulls. I probably should have just executed them. Yeah, give me health. Anyway, yeah, that's how you get health in this game, is by executing things. They just ignored him. We now have Purity Seal 2. Spice Marines! I love it. The orcs in 40k, and I think in Warhammer Fantasy as well. But definitely in 40k.
Then we put it back. Leandros, get the shell into that loader. I will cover you.
Wow, I was right in the middle of a... I was right in the middle of a train of thought there. Yeah, so the orcs in Warhammer... Hold on. Check it out. We got bullet time. Oh, you all thought I was going to use the Vengeance Launcher for these guys? No, no, no. Anyway, this one's fucking rough because they send tides of squigs at us. This is probably my least favorite part of the game. Oh, I hear a knob. Well, yes, I did just punch his head clean off. Oh. No, I think there might be another big wave after this. That's great. Time to leave, kids. He's just covered in gore. Don't worry, it'll wipe right off. There we go.
What is your situation, Lieutenant?
We're gathering our wounded and are heading to the Andres habitation block to establish an outpost.
brothers and I must secure any operational warlord-class titans before the orcs can loot them.
Good luck.
God. Any operational warlord class titans, that is, Man, I love Duck Hunt. It's my favorite NES game. Now this admittedly is a little bit cheap. But sometimes you just gotta take it slow, you know? You gotta relax and just enjoy the finer things in life. Oh, come on, chat room, let's not be like that. Look, these are, as I said earlier, these are fungoids. This is, if anything, this is extreme gardening. We're just not reaching them? Huh. Okay. Now that is just rude. And that's just efficiency. Okay, hold on, let's... Thank you, Titus. There's no practical reason to do that, chat room. I just wanted to throw some grenades. It's easy to forget that you have them sometimes, it really is. But, in my defense...
Now that bridge is a testament to the might of the Imperium.
The Adeptus Mechanicus are masterful architects.
Their work outlived all of them.
Anyways, because we didn't have enough skulls today. Is a skull on a bridge? Listen, it's goofy, but I love it, alright? That's...
Did the lieutenant not say these tracks went to the complex housing the Titans?
That thing is a battering ram.
Anyway, here's some infighting. The orcs are being very on brand. Come on. One of you win. One of you win. Right, chat, who'd you got? I got right orc. Go on, get him. Get his ass. Fuck him up. No. Wait, yes? Oh shit, there's a squig. Aww. Broke up the fight. I'm sorry, everyone. Anyway, the other fun thing about the Vengeance Launcher is that as you've probably seen by now, you do not have to plant that thing on a guy. Also, I don't mean to reload every time I stop firing, it really is a habit. Oh, I actually want your friend here. This one's just because I need to reload, like, my word. Oh shit, we gotta catch the train. We gotta catch the train, we gotta get on the Star Rail. Guys, we have to find March 7th, the best date. Hey, here's a gift. From me to you. Pop. I think the biggest complaint that even has good ragdolls. I mean, come on. Okay, bye. Are we out of the city of Squigs? Are we free? Alright, I think we're out of Squigtown. Yeah, I think the biggest complaint any 40k fans realistically had with this was that it was starring the Ultramarines.
Now to stop this ram. Time to impact. No more than 6 minutes. Time enough.
No, Titus, that's not how long you have, that's how long at maximum. We don't know how long we have, it could be 1 minute. Oh, I do not like that. That's just the low ceiling, but oh god, that makes me claustrophobic. Yep, the chainsaw does go through them. We're just going for all the executions, baby! And a kick, and yep. It turns out we could only kill that orc so much before he died.
Forward then. Cover me while I get to that weapon.
He chose the wrong time to look around the corner. Oh, poor bastard. Alright. Running up the stairs. But yeah, the real problem with this game is that, once again, it is Space Marines versus Orcs, which is... pretty much just like the default. Okay. So we're doing it this way. Oh, so this dropship here. Now, this is actually not a Forge World model. It is a Games Workshop model. But the interesting thing about this is that it was originally... Oh, we have infinite shots with it? Sick. It's not a mainline model. What it is this is a model that was made specifically... This could go horribly wrong. It was made specifically for the board games Apocalypse expansion. And all it actually was... we gotta kill this knob. There we go. I have to sit here and wait for my shields to come back. This might actually be the worst part of the game, I'm not sure. Just die already. Just die, come on. But yeah, all this actually was like a... objective. So it was a thing for you to... or a thing that both the players would fight over and try and capture. I probably missed the easiest shot of that run, wow. Hey, we did it. But yeah, it was made out of a plastic drinks bottle and some plastic card and some spare bits. And yeah, it was called the Mine Pig. And it was just a flying mine layer.
The Manufactorum still holds.
Some Imperial Guard units made it here after all.
They cannot hold for long. We must hurry.
Oh, nope. Alright, we're gonna have to deal with him later.
What is that servo skull doing?
Trying to deliver a message. Must be damaged. The seal of the Inquisition. Interesting.
What is the Inquisition doing here?
We're about to find out.
This is Inquisitor Drogan. I need urgent assistance at Manufactorum Ajakis. They're after the experimental device. The device is safe for the time being. I draw them off. But now I'm trapped. If I die, you must keep the device out of enemy hands. Or he'll be unstoppable. I needed more time. Was nearly ready.
Then he definitely didn't die.
Experimental weapon.
We need to find the Inquisitor before the Orcs do. Keep moving. Remain alert.
What if I don't want to remain alert, Titus? What if I want to sleep? Was it down this way? It was not down this way because I cannot walk down that way. You know, I'm in. Let's just go. Dead guardsmen everywhere. So yeah, if you're an especially good boy or girl, or they them, in the Imperium of Man, sometimes after you die, your skull can get changed into a handy dandy PDA for someone important.
We must disable that crane.
God, the kick is so fun. Eh. 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 Okay, I should probably actually try and play the game. I would, however, like to execute someone. Thank you. Oh god, that's the most French thing I've ever said. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Please. Make sure there's no ammo. Sick.
Do not abandon your workstation. Everything is under control.
Well, if you insist. He said to come and get him.
Control room. Forward. Clear out the orcs.
The orcs have managed to power that cannon.
Even a single shot will blast right through the gates.
We cannot allow that.
Oh, come on, man. That's a volcano cannon. Oh, I don't want it. Damn it. That caused me physical pain.
Number 2 control deck, do you read?
This is Captain Titus of the Ultramarines. Identify yourself.
This is Corporal Antioch, sir. That is, my lord.
I need access to the Manufactorum, Corporal.
There is a service lift in the hangar directly below where you drop the cargo, my lord. We can meet you there.
Stand ready. We will be there shortly. Titus out.
Hold on. Hold on. Brain may have just turned off slightly. Yeah, there we go.
Handful of guardsmen holding that huge gate. They cannot last long.
We did manage to bring the access bridge down, robbing the orcs of their advantage in numbers.
Okay, look, I never claimed to be a good sniper, okay? Oh, this is every shooter boy in the world. Smack, 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 smack. 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 I feel like if Titus had a room with a never-ending supply of Gretchen in it, he'd be able to live forever, based purely on just punching them over and over again. Nice.
The lift is this way.
Corporal Antioch, we are in position.
Excellent, Captain. I'm sending the lift up now.
You know what, gang, I think it's been too long since we had a new weapon. Actually. Yep. Let's change that.
Authorization and start
An entire horde.
Antioch, hold the lift. We have orcs inbound.
Yeah, so the power axe is a little slower than the chainsword, but hits a little bit harder. I think it's a bit easier to get consistent executions with it, but I don't know. I've not run the numbers on that. Also, I promise it does have more than one execution thing, but we're only guessing one so far. Yeah, 2 knobs is probably one knob more than I'm willing to deal with normally. Yeah, I forgot that happens if you try and execute a knob before he's ready to go. Oh, god damn, I love that one.
Corporal Antioch,
Yes, my lord.
we have word that an Inquisitor is in the Manufactorum.
Yes, Lord Drogon. We have not seen him for several days. Has the Liberation fleet arrived, my lord?
The fleet is still en route, Corporal. The Ultramarines are here as a
You
vanguard.
good, buddy?
Cripple the enemy and secure the most valuable assets.
I see.
But the facility and its titans remain secure.
All I can say for certain is that no orc has breached this gate, my lord.
Contact Lieutenant Mira. Her unit is establishing a bastion in Hab Center Andres, and your support craft now have a viable approach from orbit.
What of the colonel and his staff?
They did not survive.
They are very, very dead, Corporal. They are.
Oi, keep that muzzle clean, guardsman.
Here we are, my lord.
My thanks, Corporal.
They are meaty chunks among the battlefield. No man has ever been as dead as the Corporal is right... Corporal? Colonel is right now. I guess one real criticism of this game is that it is very much made up of browns and greys.
Last. A place the orcs have not stained.
For now, I doubt even dropping that cannon on them will convince orcs to back away.
Indeed. We must find this Inquisitor and the Titan Invictus.
Anyway, in case you thought we've, you know, we've not been putting enough skulls in our game, we'll put one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one on this banner, one on this... Oh. Or maybe not one on that banner. One on this banner, one on this banner, one on that banner, one on that banner there, one on that banner, one on that banner. We'll just have a whole fucking line of them up here. We'll have some more over here and over here and over here. And I feel like that's not enough skulls. Oh yeah, let's put one in the floor. Make that 5. You know what? Do it again for good measure. Yeah, I think that's probably... that might be enough skulls. Now we'll put 5 more on this floor here. And over there.
Events beyond these walls. Work, focus, meet your quota. Increased productivity gains high favor from the machine god.
You hear that, gang? High productivity gains increased favor from the machine god. I do so love the machine god. He gives us such wonderful benefits as skulls on everything. Just in case you thought we'd escaped the skulls. Hello, skull. Just in case you forgot where you were.
Victor seems undamaged at least.
Titan Invictus seems unused, you mean? Is this invasion not enough to bring out the War Titans?
It takes hundreds to get a war titan operational, Sergeant. Without them, it sits idle.
Guys, I'm trying to show chat the fucking Titan. Yeah, behold the Titan. It looks kind of small, especially if you're used to playing games like MechWarrior, where you can get really close to your mechs and have a good look at them. But I'd like to point out right now, We are several blocks away from this thing. That's right, we are probably several city blocks away from it. This shit looks closer than it is because it's fucking huge. You know that cannon that we dropped like 10 minutes ago? This thing has 2 of them. They are its arms. Also, quite funnily, this is a Titan that is kitted out specifically for hunting other Titans. These 2 guns here are volcano cannons. They are special anti-Titan weapons. They are made to punch through Titans. These up here, these are turbo laser destructors. These are also made to hunt Titans. This guy, big and impressive, yes. However, he's built very much for one purpose and one purpose alone: to tell other Titans to go fuck themselves. And I'll tell you guys what I wanted, right? And I thought I'd be able to get one recently. It's not going to happen.
Auger station. I can scan for the Inquisitor's life signs.
Access authorized.
There. A lone human.
Identity.
Oh, I want to talk about this for a second.
Drogon. Ordo Xenos.
He's in this wing of the Manufactorum.
Okay.
Alien signals throughout the facility, and a large number converging on the Inquisitor's location.
How do you know this? Well, they use the Auger station. Okay, that's fine. Here's the thing. This is a servitor. This is effectively just a crane. These are all just levers. This is literally just panels full of levers. There is not a single screen on this entire thing. These aren't screens. My bullets go right through them. Probably should have done that with a bolt pistol. Oh, I'm just shooting at the Titan now. I want to know how you knew any of that, Leandros, because there was no screen telling you any of that information. Anyway, the thing that I thought I'd be able to get recently, and I'm not going to be able to get it. I'm not going to be able to afford it.
Please rectify.
Was a Reaver Titan. Like, an actual physical model of a Reaver Titan.
Do not abandon your workstation. Everything is under control.
And I was so excited. Right, I was so excited for like a minute. Like, I was planning out what weapons I was gonna get on it. I was gonna look up, like, how the fuck do I build a Titan? Because I've been playing 40k, the board game, not board game, the tabletop game for, like, literally, like a decade and a half now. Right, a good 15 years. And why are we all slowly rotating? Okay. I guess we're just not going to speak about that? Alright. Okay.
Can you use this panel to contact our other forces?
Not directly, but I can boost Vox range.
Do it.
Do it!
Access authorized.
So angry.
Marines chapter.
See, this one has a screen.
Here, Captain. Ultramarines, this is Captain Titus. Are you receiving?
Captain, this is Sergeant Midas. Squad Solidus is on the ground and making for our objective.
New orders, Midas. We are at Manufactorum Ajakis and have located the Titan Invictus. I need Solinus to come secure the Invictus while I divert to a priority alarm.
On our way, Captain. Midas out.
But yeah, I thought I would be able to buy a Reaver Titan recently, and I got very excited because it's one of those, not quite a white whale, but it's one of those, like, big things that you do, right? It's kind of like a mark of accomplishment to feel like you're in a position where you can, first off, afford to buy a fucking Reaver Titan, because that's, like, it's easily over $1,000.
The orcs are in the pipes.
But also, like, not just anyone should buy a Reaver Titan. There is a level of competency with building and modeling and painting and all that kind of stuff that you should probably be at or be willing to pay for before you buy something like that. Because it does not come as one piece. No, no, no. You know, those of you that don't play 40k, you might be familiar with, like, Gunpla, right? Like Gundam model kits. Yeah, imagine that, but infinitely more difficult to work with. Most Warhammer 40k kits come in plastic. This is fine. You can cut plastic out of sprues easily with a pair of, what they're called. I can't remember what they're called. Just a pair of cutters. You know, you can file down the edges with some metal files, like, yeah, remove mold lines without any kind of problems. Put it all together with plastic glue. Plastic glue, which is, if you don't use it, absolutely use it. Don't use super glue to put together plastic models. However, Forge World models are resin. Resin is a bastard, because it likes to come... Okay, first off, if you buy anything in resin, first thing you have to do, wash it in warm soapy water. Why? Because, effectively, when you take...
Repeat authorization.
Right, you know what? We're going to stand back here for a minute while I rant to you about Forge World models.
Speak clearly.
There we go, now we can't hear him. Right, so, the first thing... So, these pieces are all made by injection molding. Basically what this is they make a mold of the model, they then inject it with resin, or plastic, but for Forge World it's resin. Because resin holds detailed shapes more easily and more finely than plastic. So, you get your resin, you inject it into the mold. That makes a single piece. You then have special fluids that you use to get the resin out of the mold without the resin, like, breaking. This fluid is usually pretty fucking oily. That means it messes with the super glue that you have to use to put it together, because resin is not actually plastic. So using plastic glue on it will do jack squat. Because the way plastic glue works is that it breaks down the molecules and then allows them to, like, re-fuse together. But it only works on plastic, right? Because it's a chemical reaction. I'm paraphrasing and really simplifying this, but that's essentially what happens. Anytime you plastic glue two things together, you are fusing them together. As opposed to you're putting something in between them that is going to harden and form effectively a third solid that is also stuck to the first two solids that you had anyway. So, once you've done that, and you've cleaned off your resin pieces, you then need to check your resin pieces to make sure none of them are warped or bent. This happens very frequently with Forge World products, and it happens frequently with any kind of resin. Resin is notoriously a bastard to work with. Now imagine you have £1,500 worth of resin model to build. We're talking each little part of each individual joint. Everything from the delicate little toesies of the Titan to if it's got hands, the fingers. Each part of the arms and legs, each part of armor of the arms and legs, all of the additional little details. The faceplate, the face, the guns, the gun mounting points. The Titan is a lot of model to build. Every single point has to be properly cleaned. It has to be properly assessed by you to make sure none of it is bent out of shape or twisted out of the correct proportions. Because if any of it is, that bitch is not going together. Or even worse, it does go together, and then you don't realise until afterwards that your Titan's leg is in fact wonky. You spent over £1,000 on this model, and it looks like... well, it looks like it shouldn't. Because you weren't experienced enough to do the right things with this model. Yeah, buying a Titan is not for the faint of heart. Which is why feeling like you're in a position to buy a Titan is kind of a big thing for a 40k player, because, you know, it means you've come far enough to make that kind of investment. See, I told you he wasn't dead.
Inquisitor Drogon?
I am Drogon. And you are?
Captain Titus of the Ultramarines. We received your distress call, but you seem to have weathered the enemy's attack.
I am soldier and scientist, both, Captain.
What is the status of the experimental device?
The power source is running the entire manufactorum from the generator room.
This device is a fuel source, not a weapon?
It is a complex device and an unstable one. If the orcs find it, they'll try and take it apart. It could detonate with enough force to destroy the entire planet.
Then we must move it to safety.
And for that, Captain, I need your aid. This way.
You are wounded, Inquisitor Drogon.
I'm a psyker. My psychic abilities are controlling the bleeding.
Very well.
Psychers are basically space wizards, don't worry too much about it. What's interesting about Drogon is that he's an Inquisitor. Inquisitors...
Xenos life forms detected.
oh, hold on. Hold on. Hi. And we can shoot him, but as you can see, it does absolutely nothing. Mega Armor be like that, I guess. Interestingly, Skullboys become a lot more manageable once you have the Power Axe. So, I need to talk to you about my Power Axe's extended warranty. Yeah, so Inquisitors are kind of a problem. I mean, they're on our side, but their entire deal is that they try to root out heretics. Now, heretics to an Inquisitor could be a large number of people. We're talking anybody who doesn't interpret the Imperial Creed the same way as they do. We're talking people who consort with aliens, people who consort with demons, people who consort with people who they don't really agree with politically. Imagine if conservatives were allowed to shoot you on sight, and that's basically what you're looking at with an Inquisitor. Oh god. But he did, Drogon. It's just a fun little line. Hey, if it's glowing, we should probably go and grab it.
Space Marine recognized.
Well,
Full
Bolt
access
Pistol,
granted.
it's been fun. However, it's now time for the Plasma Pistol. As you can see, our crosshair has changed. As you can see,
We must get to that lift.
we now fire blue bolts of death.
My boys want to give you a proper greeting.
Anyway, that was a weird boy, don't worry about it, he's an orc magician. And this is an odd boy. Oh, hold on. There. TV. TV. How dare you. Hello, Vision, please. So this is not something that the Plasma Pistol can do in the actual game. However, it's useful here, so we'll allow it. Admittedly, the Plasma Pistol should also be pushing through, just punching through these shields without a problem, but... Stop your shit. Come on, boys, get on the lift. Oh, the other thing that you should know about 40k for those of you uninitiated is that, despite these being humans, these are not the good guys. In fact, there are no good guys. Everybody's just a different flavour of asshole. In terms of what these guys are, to put it into modern world terms, these are...
How much deeper does this facility go? Manufactorum? Far deeper. The whole generator room is actually suspended above a venting shaft.
Suspended.
Yes. In case of catastrophic overload, the whole room can be shunted away into the depths.
That's pretty metal. Anyway, yeah, these are... Super Space Catholic Nazis, basically. Oh, that doesn't really
Yes, a
differentiate
byproduct
much.
of the device's functioning.
So I like that as a little turn of phrase. Colder than a spaceful smile. Ooh. Nice. The Space Wolves being another chapter of Space Marines who... Basically, the whole thing is that they're Space Vikings. Well, not really. They might have been at one point. Anyway, something cold. Also, skulls. Are we enjoying our skulls, chat room? I hope you're all having a skull day today.
Captain Titus, proceed into the main chamber. We need only obtain the power source at the core of the generator. I will initiate decoupling from a control console.
Understood. Brothers, guard the access points.
I'm going down to be a big damn hero. But yeah, these guys are not particularly good. You know, the whole killing all the aliens because they're aliens thing. Anybody who disagrees with us, religiously, listen, there are exactly two acceptable gods in the Imperium of Man. The first is the Emperor, who the Space Marines don't actually see as a god, but more as like a dad, because the Emperor is the one who created them.
Captain, the war boss.
Again, we can't actually do anything about the War Boss. He's sort of just a big problem that we can't deal with.
Only in death.
Hey, first death.
The end.
Also, I don't know if you all saw it, but that knob just started going absolute... His arms just started going King Kong, and I don't know why. Alright, let's try this again. Goddamn. What's down there? Plasma, power axe.
Brothers, guard the access points.
Whee. Yeah, so the first acceptable god is the Emperor, who Space Marines don't see as a god, they see more as their dad, but they're allowed to because they are Space Marines. What, you really gonna tell this guy that he can't, say that about the Emperor? Look at him, he'd crush your head like a fucking Coke can. The second god, which most of the Imperium don't really believe in, but some very important people do, is the Omnissiah. This is the machine god. Now, if you don't believe in either of those, you're a heretic. Now, the Emperor is very real. In fact, his corpse sits on the Golden Throne. And you may be noticing a slight problem. What do you mean, his corpse sits on a Golden Throne? I mean exactly what I say. His corpse is sat on a Golden Throne. Let me punch this Gretchen. What am I doing? I have a bolter. Oh.
Now, head over to the servitor station and activate it. It will retrieve the power source and get it into its canister.
I think my picture just cut it off perfectly there, but Grimskull just shot the thing we were going to use to get the power source, so we have a problem. Got to pick up the power source, thank you. Then he died. From this point on, we play as the Inquisitor, offering a unique and interesting perspective on the entire game. We have to try and find the corpse of Captain Titus and get the power. Never mind, he's fine.
Sidonus, Leandros, respond.
Captain, the Inquisitor insisted you could not have survived.
Well, I did. And they have his precious power source.
We set a rendezvous in Hab Center Andris. These tunnels will spit us out there eventually.
Fine. Continue heading toward the Hab Center.
Anyway, welcome to the sewers. Be sure to love the sewers. They're full of our favourite friends, such as Reign of Gretchen and exploding walls. But yeah, the key takeaway from what I'm trying to say here, just because they're humans does not mean they are good guys. In fact, these humans are kind of bastards. No, we're happy with the power axe, we're not going to go back to the sword. Now, if this were multiplayer, that would be a different story. Okay, so being a video game that was on the Xbox 360 back in 2011, this game had an online multiplayer where you shot other people. Surprise! Who could have seen that coming? What may interest you to know, chat room, if you don't know already, is that I used to be, back in the day, a member of one of the competitive chapters. Well, technically I was on 2, but we won't go into that. So, I know a fair bit about the multiplayer, and what was good. I understand that the PC version of the game has a very different multiplayer meta in terms of what's considered good and what's considered bad. But the axe was considered absolute trash. Easily the worst melee weapon. Some people would use the... Some people would use the chainsword. That was what I used. And some people, most people, yeah, I wouldn't tell you what most people used, because if you've not seen this game, if you don't know what's in it, I don't want to spoil the surprise, because there is one more melee weapon that is very entertaining. That is the most killed orc in all of history. Holy shit. That's not even remotely close to the most killed orc in history. Ah! He's our other friend. Great hopping bomb squig. What if I don't want to come and get you? What if I simply want to leave? Oh, I wonder, can you still do this? Yeah, you run! You run! You know you've got nowhere to go. I love how it slow-mos on every kill as well. That's a design choice that they made. Okay. Oh, there they are. I was gonna say, I could have sworn there were more guys. Now this is where things start getting wacky. I think this isn't a Mega Armored Knob, but I think he's a knob in some sort of thingy armor. Anyway, he's tougher than the other knobs, so usually that fight there doesn't go as well as it did. Oop. Excuse me. What? I wonder what speedruns of this game look like. I'm just thinking, because, like, we've had really good luck on all the knob fights. I'm just like, I wonder what a speedrun of Space Marine looks like. What kind of... Because it's a fairly linear game, I don't imagine... Because you can't, like, rocket jump, you can't grenade jump, so there's not really a whole lot that you could cut out in terms of content. You know, what do I know? I don't speedrun. I don't do any drugs. Yeah, I guess I just did that with my fucking psychic mind powers. Just explode his skull from like 3 feet away, sure. Whoop. Yeah, we love the sewers, baby. But hey, in case you were having withdrawal, here's a skull. You're welcome. And a skull here. And a skull there. You know what? Just have a shrine with skulls all over it. Ooh, okay, this is why we're not keeping the Vengeance Launcher. This is the Melter Gun.
Even here, the tech priests honor their machine god.
Now, in the 40k game, Melter Guns are used for vehicle hunting. In here, it's a fucking shotgun, baby. Get out of here. You boys? No. We're not doing that. Also, absolutely notorious for the potentially the most broken weapon in all of multiplayer. This weapon was the bane of so many people, and it's hard to blame them for hating it because, oh my god, was it cheap. At close enough ranges, this would one-shot people. Now, it's not that much of a problem, really, because it's got a relatively slow recharge rate. That is, until you gain improved melter charge, which is a perk you could apply for using the and you could unlock it by using the melter gun enough. And what that would do is it would change the melter's recharge from, well, it's currently about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds long. Well, it would change the length of time on that from that to about half a second. So even if they flubbed the first shot and didn't kill you, rather than having a chance to actually, you know, counterattack in a way that might be considered fair,
Space Marines! Run, boys!
run.
Stick bomb!
Oh no, you don't get to do that. The fuck? Get back here! What is this? You're orcs! You're not meant to be running from a fight! This is some very un-orky behavior. They do not usually run from fights. Orcs love fighting. Hey, here's our third band sticker. Yeah, let's just limit the number of orcs we have to deal with today. Oh! Squig. Oh god, what was that, like 5 of them? God damn. I love doing the executions like right up next to a wall or something because it always results in some goofy animations. Anyway, those are tank busters. Oh god. Oh, thank god, Grots. Thank you for the free health. And there's another tank buster over there, I'm sure. I don't think I missed any. Yeah, it's also kind of funny, you can track how far into the game you are by the amount of glowy things on you. Oh. Hey, Sedonis.
Captain Titus.
Well met, brothers. Any idea of our position?
We should be nearing an access point to the surface. The air smells a bit cleaner.
I've had enough of tunnels. Let's get out of here and find the Inquisitor before the orcs do.
Okay, this is the door that we go through. Also, another skull. And, you know, let's just put some skulls over here, too. The tank buster. We'll just... I said we'll just... Thank you. You know, chat room, I've been neglecting something. That's right, the Stalker Bolt Gun. Oh, just in case you were wondering, you can absolutely just hammer fire this thing. It's not very good if you do. You end up missing most of the shots that you take, but you can if you want to. Oh, hey, an automatic elevator. I don't think we'll be doing that today. So I'm sorry, my free trial of life has not yet expired. I would like to go upstairs, please. Yeah, I think they got the ammo drops right in this game as well. Because it's like... It never feels like you've got so much ammo you can just dump it all. Yeah, you can just walk around hip firing the bolts without any consequence.
Away to the surface.
Like, if you try and just lean on the bolter and not actually try to mix it up, you're gonna run out of ammo even if you don't just get the shit beaten out of you anyway. But there's so much ammo between fights that you're never going, like, you're pretty much always going to go into a fight with full ammo.
You have the sky over our heads again.
Oh, I might have outrun them.
Point is this way.
Yeah, so no, it's just kind of fucking teleported in next to me. Oh. Follow the bloodstained path.
Report to your designated shelters for the duration of the emergency.
What could the orcs hope to gain by slaughtering so many?
Sow terror. Demoralize the militia.
Cruel, but effective.
This was no strategy of war. For orcs, this was sport.
Yeah, this is kind of the orcs' whole thing. They love fighting. Now, whether that fighting is fighting space marines or the actual soldiery of other races, or if it's just butchering civilians in their own homes, they're one and the same to the orcs.
Millions more of them.
Our plan is unchanged. Get the Inquisitor and the power source off-world.
Titus, if they take over the Manufactorum, we will have a damnable time getting them out.
We are ultramarines. Orcs are not a problem.
If we had a week, perhaps. But by then the orcs will have worked out how to dismantle the Titans.
Space Marine recognized. Granting access.
Anyway, this is the sniper rifle. The Astartes man-portable las cannon fires a charged energy blast along a powerful laser and can cut through almost any armor at extreme range. Features a powerful optical zoom with variable magnification. So, this is a weapon that is commonly used to hunt tanks in Warhammer 40k. We will not be using it in such a capacity.
Orc rocket launchers on the high ground.
Now, it doesn't quite have the visual kick that the Stalker Bolter has. What it does do is nicely evaporates orcs in a single shot. Particularly these shooter knobs, who they call them rocket knobs. That's not an actual thing. I think they're technically flash gits, which is where that animation studio gets their name from, by the way. But I digress. Anyway, the last cannon is... and we'll hold on to it. Okay. We'll just go high-powered energy weapons for this part of the run.
Worker absence is unacceptable. Transgressors face severe remedial training.
Although, actually, we do want to get some execution so we can get our health back, so... Ooh, knock knock. Wow. Guy's literally beside himself. No. No, is that not okay, chat room? You know, you're probably right. Have another skull. You may be starting to think that the skull is in fact just the symbol of the Imperium. It's not actually, it's meant to be, we'll see if we can find one. It's funny, I've not fucking seen it all game. But look, there's another skull! Oh boy. I sure do love me my skulls. Oh shit, Cosman. God damn it. I was literally just saying how I wanted health. God damn it, Leandros. I wanted that god. Say a weird thing for an Imperial player to be saying. Vengeance Launcher, no. Not a gun. We could take the Stalker Bolter, but now we just topped up the last cannon, so we're good. Hello. Bye. So yeah, every weapon can reload off of the generic ammo pickups in this game, which means no weapon is unviable. Like, the melter gun is probably the hardest weapon in the game to get and keep ammo for. And you can just pick it up out of these boxes, so it's fine. Oh! Alright, I was expecting that to go a little bit further. Gotta be honest. Gotta be honest. Stop. Stop surviving. Yeah, so the problem with the tank busters is that 99% of the shots that they fire at you will miss. However, 1%, if it doesn't kill you, will get real fucking close. This is a dangerous game. Oh my god, I'm surprised we're alive. No matter, it's nothing that a liberal application of Melter Gun can't fix. Be the last one? No. There we go. Yep, and we're back to almost full on the Melter Gun. The Melter Gun really does just make a lot of problems disappear very quickly. Like, the last cannon's not bad, but it was never my bag. I was never a big fan of the last cannon. Although, hilariously, the last cannon does not lose its damage profile depending on if you're scoped in or not. It is also perfectly accurate. There is no deviation on the last cannon shots, whether you're scoped in or not. It will always hit the center of your screen. What some people used to do, They probably still do it. What some people used to do is they do what was called red dotting, which is they would go, okay, I'm going to take the last cannon, I'm going to find a quiet corner and just, okay, I now know where the center of my screen is. So if I do it, if I back up, I do it here. Okay, I now know where the center of my screen is. I know exactly where the last cannon will fire every time I pull the trigger. Therefore, I'm going to stick something to my screen, whether that's a piece of blue tack, or a piece of tape, or a sticker with a little red dot on it, which is where the name came from. Oh, I believe that's where the name came from. But no matter what form that takes, I'm going to stick something to my screen so that whenever I use the last cannon, I can hip fire it with perfect accuracy. There we go. Melt's gun will solve the problem of Orc Knob. So I told you I wasn't kidding. They've been calling them knobs. The Orcs have been calling them knobs. Unfortunately, I think modern 40k is getting what I would call the Simpsons treatment, right? To the point where it's... Well, I think I need to explain what I mean by that. So 40k, Warhammer 40k, used to have a very specific feel, a very specific idea of what it was. It was very much a parody and a pastiche, but it's also an incredibly cynical one. I mean, for fuck's sake, the tagline was, "In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. There is no peace, there is no salvation, there is only war." I mean, there was a, there was a tabletop role-playing game called Only War that was all about being an Imperial Guardsman. And how grim it was to be an Imperial Guardsman. I want to play more of it, I'll be honest. But anyway. So that was a thing. Right, and that was the entire identity of the game for a long time. It didn't necessarily mean every single story had a horrible ending, but the best ending you would get, usually, is along the lines of, but even though they were successful and they all lived, they knew that tomorrow would bring the same trials all over again. Yeah, like, Sedonis there just said, oh, they're gonna have to rebuild all of this, except this time on top of a mass grave, and it's like, look, man, the Mechanicus, the people who build things, they're not going to give a single solitary shit. To us, this should be coming across as something horrible, like, my god, the amount of death here. Right? This should be unthinkable. For the Imperium and everybody involved, this is a Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that guy. That is upsetting. Oh well.
Inquisitor Drogon, we need to get you off planet before we're overrun by orcs.
You were exposed to the unshielded power source. saw it. You held raw energy from the warp. How are you still alive?
The power source conducts warp energies.
The stuff of chaos. Heresy.
My work against the Xenos has the Imperium's blessing.
Can your blessed work help us against the orcs?
My research is of the utmost secrecy. The Imperium forbids its use without sanction.
Consider that your Imperial sanction.
Very well. The power source fuels an experimental weapon at my research facility. The Psychic Scourge.
Urge.
It could destroy the orcs.
You didn't think to bring up this scourge weapon before.
The Psychic Scourge has never
Scourge.
been fired, Sergeant. If it malfunctions, it could crack this planet in half.
We're out of options. We fire the weapon and take our chances.
Are we out of options though?
The Psychic Scourge is at the Kalkis facility, my research laboratories. It is a fair distance. We will need transportation.
Captain, we aren't far from
Captain,
the plaza
you could order an Uber from the plaza.
Imperial Guard rally point.
They will have Valkyries. We can fly to the research facility. Let's find this Imperial Guard outpost.
God. You might be thinking, this is some sort of prison accommodation. No, no. These are just worker blocks. This is where the workers live. After your hard shift down the fucking corridor, you come back in here to share with your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roommates. Literal roommates. I have a horrible feeling this is where you shower. Oh. No, it isn't. My mistake. Why would you get a shower? Anyway, this is where you wash your hands, I guess. I don't know. I can't see any taps. But yeah, this is what I mean. Like, that's just where you live as a civilian with your 5 fucking roommates. Like, that's just the average life. It's grim. But in recent years, they've kind of been moving towards, or it feels like they've been moving towards less of the everybody is the bad guy and more, oh no, Space Marines are good guys. Yeah, they protect the Imperium. Right, but the Imperium's bad. No, it's good because humans. You realise what all this is built on yet? Listen. The Imperium is the good guys. They're the humans, but also there's the Eldari, they're space elves. And they're kind of nice, so they're good. We should probably help them. Yeah, Lascan's not going to be a whole lot of use here. Get him, Godsman. Fuck him up. Take his lunch money. No, I'm sorry, that's an underrated line. I didn't like that knob anyway. Uh,
Inquisitor, your wound is slowing us down.
I can manage.
Brothers, take him to the Valkyries. I will draw the orcs off and meet you there.
Give the power source to the sergeant then, Captain.
No, Drogon. The orc chieftain wanted the power source. When his orcs see I possess it, not you, they will follow me. Move out.
Which route to the rally point, Guardsman?
Bastion Primus is that way, my lord. But it's all orc-held territory.
Come on, Goblin. You got this. Oh, they actually do got this. Good for you, Guardsman. Good for you. Multiple.
Do not bring personal possessions to public evacuation centers.
Anyway, yeah, what I meant with the whole Disney comment is, like, they've been moving away from this sort of cynical attitude into a more family-friendly one. And that's sort of what The Simpsons has been doing. Sort of. Admittedly... here we go. Admittedly, the problem with The Simpsons is that it now is owned by Disney. Which means... We'll get to this in a second. Which means, you know, Disney being Disney, they're trying to milk it for all it's worth, and, like, there've been, like, crossovers with, like, Marvel and Star Wars stuff, and it comes across in the same way as, like, the Space Jam sequel did, where it wasn't so much, oh, hey, we can put these things together to make an entertaining or decent story, and it's more, oh, we own all these things, so let's throw them all together to show people that we own them, because people really like seeing that we own all this stuff. People just like seeing, you know, like BB-8 just in The Simpsons. He's just there. It's just there. That's it. There's no joke. There's no joke constructed around having a droid, like a Star Wars droid, in the real world of the, you know, real, quote-unquote, of The Simpsons. And while I don't think 40k is doing that quite, it is certainly dumbing down and stepping away from what made it, I think, personally, what made it work and what made it stand out. Okay, so I'll continue this tangent a little bit. I've always thought Halo was kind of lame. It feels like it wants to be grimdark. It feels like it wants to be this tense kind of struggle. The problem is, from day one, Master Chief is just so... As a character, I never feel like he's threatened. I never feel like he's in trouble. I never feel like he's in danger. Because he never acts like he is. In terms of cutscenes, in terms of dialogue, in terms of anything. He's always got a quippy one-liner. He's always got a dry, sarcastic comment to pop. And it just doesn't fit with trying to feel like a universe where things are on a knife edge, where the future of humanity is, you know, it's on the brink of collapse, basically. It never feels like that, because the main character, the voice of the player's perspective, is always confident, always calm, never actually, like, rustled by anything. And it's like, I can already feel people going, oh, well, you just don't understand. He's got all this trauma, and he's basically been raised to do this as a child, so, like, I understand the backstory, my guy. Like, the man is full of trauma, I understand. But in terms of telling a story, in terms of putting out a narrative, you understand why these two things do not mesh, right? Like, you understand why you can't have a story be everything is tense, everything could go wrong, humanity could be wiped out, and then have the voice of the series not show any of that at all, because they're always so calm and collected, and they never speak, they never act like they're actually being threatened by anything. You're putting out two very different messages. You're simultaneously saying, hey, there's nothing to worry about, because if there was something to worry about, our protagonist would be showing it. And going, but humanity could be wiped out in a moment. The Covenant are a big, serious threat. Like, it never feels like that. Ever. In any of the games, except maybe exactly Halo Reach and ODST. Which, honestly, I think are good games. I think they're good games with actual compelling storylines. I honestly think Cortana and Master Chief ruined the entire tone of Halo. Because, again, it's trying to be like, this is mankind's desperate struggle for survival. Anyway, here's two characters who are going to spend the entire game quipping off each other and lightly flirting, while never actually showing any modicum of fear or hesitation about anything. What doesn't help is that all the Marines are, and if I'm remembering the quote right, it's all of the Marines are voiced in such a way that they're meant to sound like you are gaming with your buddies. So they're meant to talk like, you know, your friends would talk if you were playing co-op or playing PvP or something. Which, again, only takes away from the narrative thing of, this is desperate and you should be taking this fight seriously. As I say, the only Halo games that feel like they actually get that right are Halo Reach and Halo ODST. I don't know about Wars or any of the non-mainline FPS games. I've never played any of them. Now, you might say, like, oh, well, Titus doesn't sound particularly concerned about this, and you're right. He doesn't sound particularly concerned, because at the end of the day, this is just another planet. This is pretty much just another Tuesday for Titus and co here. It really doesn't matter too, like, it matters, but it's not the end of the world if the orcs are successful here. The biggest problem with it is that, assuming Titus and co don't die, it's a big mark of shame to let this happen. What Titus and co aren't doing is dropping quippy one-liners to each other. To really just completely murder the tension out of the game, right? I feel like the original Dawn of War was actually a much better example of this. You had characters who had differing motivations and goals, but ultimately all of them took their mission seriously. And all of them were concerned about the events going on around them and what it would mean for the galaxy at large if they were to fail. But funnily enough, I think Halo's actually also sort of undergone the same kind of treatment where it's lightened up and taken a more family-friendly approach.
Now to knock over some orc nests.
Anyway, we're back to the jump pack, except now we have the Thunderhammer. When you use the Thunderhammer, certain weapons can't be used. You can use your pistol, you can use your bolter. That's it. No melter gun, no las cannon, no stalker, no vengeance launcher. Just the basics. Let me show you what the Thunderhammer does to an orc body. Hold on, let me get this right. Hop. Even a knob You know, we don't even have to do the struggle to execute a knob anymore. We can just smack him. The Thunderhammer is the slowest and most unwieldy weapon in the entire game. Some would argue it's also the best melee weapon in the game. Possibly in any third-person game. I don't know how.
Captain, keep at it. The greenskins are swarming your way, leaving our path open.
Oh. Let's go. God damn it. God damn it, Kallen. You used to be a raptor. Ooh, check it. Weird voice. If you insist. Oh. But yeah, as always, tank busters are the priority. There he is. Oh, he just stabbed him with his own stick. And then he explodes. I guess he perils. Neat. Oh yeah, so the magic in Warhammer is drawn from something called the Warp. This is basically hell. It's also where they're faster than life. Life? I mean, it can be faster than light. Where their faster than light travel comes from. Basically, if you want to go faster than light, which is, you know, the galaxy's fucking massive, so you kind of have to, you have to take a little detour through hell. Hell is full of demons. Demons that want to do all sorts of things to your body, mind, and soul. Most people will never have to deal with this, because most people are born on, you know, an agri world or a hive world or whatever. They are born, they work on said world until they die. A cog in the machine. If they're lucky, they might never see war. But in most cases, they will, because, well, there is only war. If one of you would like to... Let me... execute, please? Thank you. Oh, there are guardsmen up there. Are you boys enjoying the show, huh?
I am an instrument of the Emperor's will, Trooper. Now indicate to me the nearest concentration of orcs.
Aye, my lord. Master's Plaza is just past this hab complex. It is swarming with the beasts.
Not for long.
This is the closest that we get to Titus doing quippy one-liners. And you know what? I'm convinced it's only because he currently has the Thunderhammer. But you know what?
Captain, we are within sight of the Imperial Guard bastion.
If I was Titus right now, I think I'd be doing quippy one-liners. Anyway, welcome to Captain Titus' pleasant day at the golf club. He treats the orcs about as well as your average golf club member treats the servers. Oh my god, he got launched into the next fucking millennium. Oh. So I said, Boop, can you please be dead? Oh my god. Never ends. Oh, is there another weird boy around? Yeah, there is. Yeah, I'm not sure they were expecting us to just execute every single knob we came across. But, it really is the most efficient way of dealing with them when you've got the Thunder Hammer. Like, this is the only weapon in the game that will stagger them. It's the only weapon in the game that they can't just counterattack. Also, every time you execute a knob, it takes you back to full health, so... Eh. Back here. Where is he? Oh. Hold on. What? Well, at least now we know. God, chat, the Thunder Hammer's great. The jump pack, oh my god, I love the jump pack. Well...
This is Primus Command. Orcs inside the perimeter. Move to secondary defense positions and hold the line.
Let's see what we can see down here. We've got a Tarantula sentry gun. It's not actually a tarantula. Is it? No, it's a tarantula. We've got some Earthshaker platforms. These are... Oh, these are interesting. These are Salamander... God, are these scouts or... I think these are Salamander scout vehicles. Which are... They're a light armored unit for the Imperial Guard, but what's interesting is that they don't actually appear in the main Imperial Guard books. Like I was saying earlier, these are a Forge World model. Usually we'd be seeing Chimeras or something here. This back here, this is a Basilisk, which is a main Imperial Guard model. I have two of them. They're currently sat on top of my wardrobe. And that's a Valkyrie. Don't worry, we're about to get acquainted with the Valkyries.
Welcome to Bastion Primus, Captain. Sergeant Sedonis briefed me about the Inquisitor and his doomsday weapon. He said you require air transport to the Kalkis facility.
Your Valkyries are the fastest way to reach it, and we have no time to spare.
Your men are already on board their Valkyrie, and the squadron's ready for liftoff. We'll get you to Kalkis with all speed. It's time the Imperial Guard brought the fight to the Orcs.
Back when we called them the Imperial Guard.
Pilots, this is Lieutenant Mira aboard Valkyrie 1.
Alright, this is a good place to stop. Oh man, fucking Space Marine, dude. So, we'll pick this up again. We'll probably finish this at some point. I don't want to leave it too long. Like maybe a couple of days or so. Actually, we'll probably do this instead of, we'll probably do this instead of New Vegas on Thursday as well. That's going to be it from me for today. I'm sorry for the later start and end. I've been considering doing some later streams as well, but that would be specifically for a US audience. But for now, let me sort out a raid, huh? How's that for an idea? How's that for a crazy notion? Okay, I know where we're going. I know what we're doing. Okay. I am done for today. Thank you all so much for coming by. Thanks for stopping, watching the game. Thanks for chatting, and as usual, VOD watchers, I see you. I salute you. Say hi in the comments if you want. Or say hi on the Discord. The links should actually now be in the descriptions. I kind of realised I wasn't putting them in the descriptions. Not on purpose. So, the way that the process I was doing was I would finish a stream, and then the next time I actually had time off, like the next actual day off I had from work, I would download the VOD myself, right? I download the VOD and then re-upload it to YouTube, and the process per video took about 3 hours. Recently, I've learned that you don't have to do that. You can just export them straight from Twitch onto YouTube, and that takes a fraction of the time. But, what was happening was I would say, oh, yeah, links in the description and stuff, and then I'd forget to put the links in between finishing the stream and uploading the video, because it would usually be like a couple of days, so I just wouldn't think about it. So, whoopsie doodle. Yeah, the links will actually be in the video description this time. They are always on my Twitch. You can always find my Twitch. It is twitch.tv/CallenFE. It is the one and only. If you somehow can't find me, I don't really know what to say. I don't know. The link to that should be in the description as well, so I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, thanks for being here, thanks for being along. I'll set out the raid at the end stream, and we will be back on Thursday, probably with more Space Marine. It might be New Vegas. I'm not sure. But in any case, I will see you then, and until then, take care, have fun, look after yourselves, and even in the grim darkness of the modern day, which gets grimmer and darker with every day, always remember that there is good. There is a light at the end of every tunnel, and it's not just an oncoming train. And that good things can come from some really unexpected angles. So, you know. Keep looking out, gang. And until next time, farewell.